Hey, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to a new YouTube video. And on today's video, I want to share with you guys something that I'm extremely passionate about, that I see as a problem in our society, and I want to go ahead and address because a lot of us in our 20s or early years are starting to become parents, starting to become, adults that are responsible for another life. And I share this with you guys because I myself suffered a lot growing up as an only child, not having brothers, not having sisters, not having too many cousins, not having a father figure, and my life was extremely hard. It was not easy by any means to be able to develop myself to be independent, think positively, and shape my life to what it is today. So I understand truly what the struggle is in building yourself up. You guys, in your journey of having, sexual relationships, have made a child. You guys have probably taken on that step and maybe unwillingly or I guess you can say prepared, unexpectedly had a kid. And I want to tell you guys this message because you guys don't realize the responsibility that you have in your hand, and I'm going to tell you it because this isn't just about having a kid and giving a little gender reveal and a baby shower and nice birthdays and good gifts. This is a bigger game that a lot of you guys don't even know what you're dealing with. You're shaping a human being, you're shaping your future. So I'm going to tell you guys right now, if you have a kid and you're young in your 20s, your life is over. You have made that step and you're done. You are now devoting every single second and minute of your existence to making that kid's life better and more secure than what your life was. And I tell you guys this because a lot of young individuals that I see, girls, they want to go leave their kids with their dad or their parents to go party, to go to events. They want to go out and club and have fun. Dude, all those people, they're raising kids that are not going to be at the top of their game, and they're probably going to struggle a lot as an adult. And it's what happens, Latino culture, Hispanic culture, middle class, poor culture doesn't treat their kids like investments. They treat them like liabilities. They give them iPads and iPhones to shut up and stay entertained while they could go live their lives. That's the biggest mistake you can ever do. And some people just ignore it. As long as the kid doesn't cry, gets fed, goes to sleep, wakes up and shits, everything's fine. I'm going to tell you guys one thing right now. Just because no one cared about your life doesn't mean you have that justification to not care about their life. You are molding an individual, and just because no one molded you to be better, to be successful, to be responsible, to be financially independent, to be really just, I guess you can say accountable, does not mean you can continue with your lack of irresponsible habits, your lack of just poverty, your lack of just, lack of accountability. I see it so many times. Fathers and mothers trying to drink, trying to party, bullshitting their way in life and in their child's development just to get by, see another year. Dude, this is the worst thing I'm seeing in a lot of people's lives. You have fathers drinking, mothers smoking vapes. It's everywhere. That's the devil himself, and I'm going to tell you guys that completely because there's a reason I haven't had kids. I have been extremely responsible in my sexual relationships to avoid that because I am aware of the responsibility it is. A lot of people just think it's having a kid as as a life achievement. Dude, this is not something to be proud of if your kid grows up to be an average Joe and doesn't take care of you when you're 30 and 40. This is huge. This is a big component to your life. So when you're an adult, do not bring kids in this world to suffer. If you did bring a kid into this world, it's now your responsibility to make sure he doesn't suffer and you succeed. And yes, it's hard, but guess what? Because you couldn't keep your willy in your pocket, now you're responsible, buddy. So you have to adapt to this. You have to take it serious. Stop being such a chump. Stop neglecting this opportunity that you're now obligated to. And I tell you guys this because as a parent, as someone developing, you feel like the world is hard. You feel like the world is impossible. Imagine how that kid is going to feel. And a lot of parents don't realize how they shape their kids' mind. Nature versus nurture. You can nurture a kid to think that poverty is normal, to think that working a job for the rest of their lives is normal. And guess what? You'll never give birth to that entrepreneur, that individual that comes and changes the curse of your family's generation, that really becomes the first millionaire, the first multi-millionaire in your family. Watch out how you program your kids. You guys leaving them to go play Roblox and scroll mindlessly, watching all these streamers, is develop them to be just pawns and sheep in the big game. Teach these kids educational resources. Teach these kids how to set up a lemonade stand, think of business, how to connect, how to express, how to design, how to socialize. That's a key component. How to be athletic, how to practice good habits, how to cook for themselves, how to learn about money, how to learn about business. These are the conversations that you cannot avoid with a kid. Teach them education, teach them information. Don't teach them distractions and the same shit you were taught to continue your ways of failure. That's a sin to humanity. And that's what so many people, especially here in the LA, SoCal, Hispanic culture, bro, it's horrible. And I hate it. I hate it to the point where I made this video to speak up about it. Because not a lot of people are going to come and tell you this message. And a lot of people can say, well, Jared, you don't have a kid. You don't know what it's like. Yeah, I'm glad I don't. Because I know where I need to be to bring someone into this world. I'm not going to bring this someone into a world when I'm an average Joe myself. I'm going to complete my level of responsibilities, my tasks, my financial structure to be able to now take care of a kid and give them the investment of my time, the investment of my knowledge, the investment of my heart, my emotions to shape that kid to be something that I never was. A lot of us have our limited amount of time. You put your kids' time in front of you, they have years that you don't. They can excel and be 10 times better than you if you mold them correctly. So don't be weak playing video games, smoking, clubbing, distracting yourself with the idiocracy things that life and society has for you. Now you're a parent. Now you're responsible. Now you need to be a business owner. Now you need to be an investor. Now you need to shape assets to protect your one given family, the life that you brought into this world. So many parents try to treat kids like this little game or this little responsibility that they're just trying to catch a break from. Dude, it's hard, but guess what? You signed up for it. Now you got to suck it up. Now you got to step up to the plate. And I tell you guys this because I don't want to see any of your guys' families continue to fail, continue to see that same pattern of poverty and never break that cycle. Teach your kids sales, teach your kids marketing, teach your kids business, teach your kids entrepreneurship, teach your kids to believe in themselves, teach your kids athleticism, teach your kids to socialize. Key components to a kid's development that a lot of parents, man, they just try to, make it by. They're focused on their, own lives. They just put their kids on the back burner, trying to leave them with their parents. Dude, it's the worst thing you could possibly do. And do not bring your kids in this world to suffer, Take up that step and really understand the sensitivity of what it is you're doing with your life and how it is you're setting the example for the person that is watching you, that is counting on you. And I know this is extremely hard, but when are you going to change? When are you going to really snap out of it to create that result in not just your own life, but in your kid's life? Make sure you set your kids up with the financial tools when they're maybe 13, 14 years old. Add them as an authorized credit user to your credit card. Make sure that they're building up their credit. Use your credit to build up their credit. Put a Roth IRA in their name. Set them up with the financial tools. If they're born in 2025 to 2026, you can make a Trump account for them and they can have close to $100,000 by the time they're 18. Learn about these financial tools. Trump is literally giving away $1,000 for every kid born in 2026 to 2025. Is anyone taking advantage of those? No. Do they know about them? No. But if you ask them about the World Cup or when's the next game, when's the football game, when's the preseason to the NFL starting, when's the next, barbecue, when's the next party, when's the next concert, when's the next day where you're going to go out to drink, oh, they have the answer. But look at the lack of responsibility. Look at the lack of knowledge. The resources are all there for you. But are you going to take advantage of them to set your kid up, build up that trust, acquire those properties, build those businesses to give your kid that path and teach them the responsibility to manage those when you do pass them down? I know a kid, I'm going to say his name is Justin. Justin, at the age of 19 years old, his father passed away. He received his father's death benefit from his life insurance policy. At 20 years old, 21 years old, Justin was blowing $200,000, $300,000, smoking weed, putting a stripper pole in his apartment, building up this fancy car. He lost it all, ended right back with his mom. And guess what? who had the fault there? The dad did the life insurance policy. He did what he did. He did his responsibilities to leave something behind for his child. But look, the lack of education, the lack of preparation, the lack of time invested to his child led to that immaturity. And when the money combined with immaturity, mistakes are bound to happen. And that's what you guys have to realize. You can do all the financial tools right, but look, there's another step after the finances, which is preparation. Making sure you invest time into your kids. Make sure they know what to expect out of life, how hard it is. Teach them to take care of their mental health. These are things that most people aren't going to tell you. And I'm telling you right now, if you think it's hard, it's going to be 10 times harder when they grow up, when they despise you, when they hate you for not teaching them what they needed to learn. It's a repetitive pattern that happens all across society, and it's never going to change. It's never going to be a better situation for them if you don't take control of it. And I make this message to all of my parents. Stop joking around. Stop treating these lives like they're just a responsibility you're trying to get away from. Shape them. You have the power to create a being that will literally give you $5,000 a week, $20,000 a month if you shape them correctly. You think investing in a business is hard and it's going to be rewarding? Invest time into your child. That kid can go and make $100,000 a month and give you $20,000, $30,000 a month. You'll never work a day in your life again. If you raise them correctly, if you teach them business, if you teach them investing, if you give them the financial tools they need to succeed, if you teach them socializing, you teach them sales, you teach them marketing, you teach them entrepreneurship, you teach them creativity, you teach them expression. That's what shapes the success of so many individuals nowadays in our culture, in our society. You have 20, 18, 19-year-olds on social media making $100,000 a month because they have brand deals, because they have such a strong social media presence that all these companies are paying them $5,000 a month every single month to just mention them in their social media platforms. You don't believe me? Go and look it up. It's real. You have 18, 20-year-olds that are just recording their lives on social media every single day, getting paid $20,000, $30,000 a month. You have teens now recording themselves on social media, selling items. Hey, I got a $5 bid starting right now. Boom, $20, selling 100 items a day for, let's say, $10. 100 items a day times $10, that's $1,000 a day. Times 30 days is $30,000 in a month. At 18, 20 years old. The sky's the limit. Life is changing. It's not show up to work, break your back, and save money anymore. No, there's countless opportunities, and you got to become more aware of them and make sure your child is more aware of them. Teach them responsibility. Teach them morals. Teach them kindness. Teach them respect. Teach them hard work. Teach them discipline. Those are the qualities you want to begin to implement into your child to shape them to what they're going to become. And you have to adapt to this because your child is going to be the biggest investment of your life. It's going to be the one that comes back and actually takes care of you. The one that's actually going to have some security. Investing in your business, investing in assets has its own sense of security, but nothing is going to be there like your kid at your deathbed, when you need medications, when you got to go to the restroom, when you can't wipe your ass in your 80s no more. Your kids are going to be there for you. So invest your time into them so they can invest their time back into you. Don't shape them to be another rat in the race. Shape them to become the dominant figure that they need to be in their adult life to shape that reality, shape that financial freedom, not only for themselves, but for yourself. And that's what I tell you guys, man. Don't neglect this. This is a serious conversation that honestly I'm making because I know a lot of people out there that are just popping kids because they think it's gonna, I'm giving my parents grandkids, we're having happy birthdays, it's all family and rainbows. But when it comes to actually taking care of them, raising them, making sure they're successful and educated, not just another fucking brainless shill in the world, they don't want to do it. Now they're not cute no more. Now they don't care about them. Now, oh, go figure life out, get out of my house, stop depending on me. That's the reality. That's what so many parents put their kids through, and that's why so many kids suffer and end up effed up in the head. This is the reality of life here, guys. And this is one that if you can't control your will, you want to go be a horn dog, yeah, you're going to suffer for it. And it's not suffering. Now it's responsibility that you have to be accountable for and push yourself to grow. So do not bring kids into this world to suffer. This is something that I'm very passionate about. And me, myself, I've worked with so many individuals that as kids, they were neglected. They weren't taught financial responsibility. Grown men in their 30s coming to me, Jerry, how do I invest in the stock market? How do I create my Roth IRA? How do I buy my first life insurance policy? How do I start building businesses? Jerry, how do I do it? I help them. I work with grown men, adults that because they weren't taught as kids, now they got to play catch up in their 20s, and they're learning from a 23-year-old that started when he was 17 because my parents didn't teach me it. But I went and learned by myself, built enough experience, and now I have individuals that are making change in their life. Anthony making $4,000. Steven bringing home over $1,000. My boy Brandon making over $1,000. Big money in just one day, a couple 20-30 minutes, because I'm teaching them the vehicle of the stock market, which is just one avenue that I help these individuals learn. My buddy Chris making $300 in 20 minutes. Schools don't teach you that. Their parents didn't teach them that. A 23-year-old they met on the internet is teaching them that. That's the value. That's what I do. That's how much of a figure and a resource I am to people that meet me. Their own parents didn't do that. The stranger on the internet has to do it for them. Don't let your kids be like that. Teach them so they can go and help others. I taught myself so I could go and help others. That's what the journey of this life is. Helping others, helping the people you love, helping the ones you care about, helping the people you're making. That's what it's about, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all for watching, and I truly mean this from the bottom of my heart. Be careful as a parent because you are shaping the future of not the world, but your world, your future, your family's future. What are you raising? What are you going to bring into this world? Is it going to create a change for the better in your life or a change for the worse in your life? Adapt to that responsibility, set them up financially, teach them what they need to be successful. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you all for watching. Jerry Tree, the SoCal Trading Group, over and out.